Yes, welcome into IATD TV, and today I'm bringing you our Egyptian God deck profile featuring Slifer and Obelisk. Ra's kinda trash and it didn't make the cut, but aside from that, let's get straight into it. We've built this mainly from the structure decks, cards I had laying around, and there's a nice little package that makes it fun. So, without anything further, 3 copies of Slifer the Sky Dragon, 3 copies of Obelisk the Tormentor. Basically, the whole point is to get these guys on board and summon them out, because it's a ton of fun, and this is probably the easiest way that you can do that. Then we got some free special summons, so Gizmek Orochi, Alpha the Master of Beasts, Dino Wrestler Pancratops, a very condensed Danger Engine of Jackalope Nessie and Tsuchinoko. And that just gives us whatever monster we've got in the hand that should be able to special itself out on the field and not cost us a normal summon. 3 copies of Numeron Wall. That goes into our Numeron package, because if we can get to Numeron Network and then subsequently calling, we can get out 3 tributes for just 1 activation of a spell card. 1 terraforming to search the network. 3 of the networks. 3 callings, some might play 2, but I like 3. It's come up a couple of times where the network's been stopped, but I had the calling in hand so I could play through. When you have them all out, your Numerons, 3 copies of Memories of Hope can draw you up to 4 cards, and when you're playing Slifer the Sky Dragon, there's been times where I've opened with this, and I finished with 6 cards in hand, 7 cards in hand. And Slifer on the field, so this is an absolute blowout for the deck, absolute staple, and so fun when you pull it off. Little extra draw power, 1 copy of Pot of Desires. I could have gone into 2 and gone with the 2 calling, but I think there's enough draw power in the deck as it is, so just the 1 copy. 3 copies of Fiend Sanctuary. Again, it's a special summon of a token without your normal. It can be tributed for a tribute summon, and sometimes just leaving it on the field with the Soul Crossing is enough to disrupt the play on their turn. 2 copies of the Monarch Stormforth. It's very similar to Soul Crossing. It's a interruption on our opponent's turn that we can use to turn into hopefully a God card. Soul Crossing does it a little bit better, and that's why we have 3 copies of it in the deck. 1 Instant Fusion for another extender, another free special summon. 2 copies of Metal Reflect Slime, it works well in the deck. It's a little bit slow, but I like it in there. And then finally 3 copies of Reckless Greed. Reckless Greed is fantastic to have set when you have Slifer on the field, and all of a sudden something just becomes at least 2,000 points bigger. There's been times I've had 2 Reckless Greed sets, so you can boost it by 4,000 points, which no one's saying it's meta or it's world breaking, but sometimes that extra attack point boost is exactly what you need, and drawing 4 cards is never going to hurt you in a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that about does it for the main deck. Move on to the extra deck, which is a little less important because we're trying to summon God cards, so we start with a few instant fusion targets. We have a Barox, a Dark Flare Dragon, Carbonala Warrior, and a Flame Swordsman. 2 copies of Egyptian God Slime, obviously to go with our Metal Reflect Slime there. 1 set of Numerons, 2 sets of Numerons just in case we need to pull it off again. And then finally 1 Infinitrack Fortress Megaclops. If we don't have the God card in hand, but we have the Numeron package in hand, we can go into Megaclops, which is a bit of a beast to deal with and one hell of a boss monster. And some people can have some serious trouble outing a Megaclops. So having that fallback option, if we still can get into the Numeron option, if we don't open an Egyptian God card, means we can still at least assemble some sort of board and make some sort of play. So that about does it for the deck profile. Very quick, very easy. The deck kind of explains itself. It's not a big wombo combo deck, and we don't go into the extra deck a great deal, but If you can build this, I would seriously suggest it. Every time I played it, win, lose or draw, I had an absolute blast playing it. Drawing cards left and right, dropping god cards here and there. Absolute ball. I would highly recommend anybody playing this deck. Give us a like, a comment, subscribe and share with your friends, and tell me what you think about the deck, and are you building something similar, and I'd like to hear. So without anything further, this is IATD TV signing off. Peace.